How to tune a query with cost of 100%. Hi there, this is Pinal Dave and welcome all of you to another episode of SQL in the 60 second. Today we are going to talk about another real world scenario which I was recently asked in SQL Server performance tuning consultation. My client asked me that they want to tune a query with a cost of 100% if I have any suggestion. Now the funny story starts. I initially did not understand their question and I asked them to show me a query. When I look at the query, it was very simple query and they showed me the cost of it. They wanted to know why the query has cost of 100% and how to tune that. Let's talk about very interesting scenario. Look at the screen. Here I have a very simple script. Let's run that. When I run this query and check the execution plan, you can see that cost of the query is 100%. Now, this is what my client was worried. They were thinking this is 100% cost. That's why it is very expensive. Well, that's not true actually. Any query when you run alone, the query cost will be always 100% and it doesn't mean it is expensive. Let's run the same query with one more query. Now I'm running both of this query together and when I execute the query and check the execution plan, I can clearly see the cost of both of this query is 50% each. You may wonder why the query cost is 50-50 when the result is different. Query can have a different result, but their execution plan may be identical. In this case, even though number of rows are different, when you look at this query, you may find their cost is identical. Now is the fun part. When I look at statistics, I can also see that logical read for both of these queries are identical. That means sometime when we use stop and think the query should be faster, that's also not the case. Here is one more fun stuff. Let's run all these three queries together. Now, when I run all these three queries together, you can see in execution plan that the third query has cost of 0. This is because I have conditioned 1 equal to 2. The query does not return anything and we definitely know the cost of the query is almost nothing. Now, when I run the last query alone and check the execution plan, here we can once again see the query cost as 100% when it is really not doing anything. Click on messages and there we go, not reading any data from table or doing any calculation. So here is a summary for all of you. When you look at query cost as 100%, don't be afraid. This query cost is actually supposed to compare with other queries and decide if your query is expensive or not. However, I also do not believe on this query cost much. There is another video which I have done and I have already shared the link of that in description. I strongly recommend you watch that because in that I explain why you should not depend on query cost but trust statistics IO and time more. Well, that's it for today. I'll see you soon in another episode of SQL in the 60 seconds.